As we gather more mods and stuff in Wolframe, it becomes increasingly harder to fit it together without excluding something important. One of the common ways of doing that is not using mods to aid your armor or health, but using Arcane Guardian for that nice armor buff that nets you over 70% damage reduction or so with a lot of Wolframes. With Zerman, we got Wolframe Arcanes that give ability strength, allowing you to not use Transient Fortitude for example, but use Equilibrium for tons of energy, or anything else. Where I'm going with this is that borders of what is affecting what are becoming more and more blurry, and building frames or entire loadouts can have multiple dimensions, and to max something out you likely need to mess around with that. Example I want to bring out right now is something that came about with Fortuna, more precisely kit guns and kit gun arcanes. Pax Bolt adds 30% ability strength and 30% ability efficiency for 4 seconds after a headshot kill. That alone is not all that much, unless you combine it with growing power, in which case you get a solid buff that's worth saving 1 mod slot on your Wolframe. But here's where it gets interesting. Power Drain is a Parazon mod that on Mercy Kill grants you 50% extra ability strength for your next ability cast. It has no limited duration, it works the same way as energy conversion, and it even shows that white-blue thingy orbiting your Wolframe while it's active. So combine those 3 situational things, Pax Bolt, Growing Power, and Power Drain, and you're just shy of extra 100% ability strength you can stack. The way I'm using this for the most part is by crafting a specific kit gun to make it sort of a buffer. The reason for that is because Mercy finisher prompts are guaranteed at 40% total health, 60% for Corpus, and where you can move Mercy threshold is with impact procs, up to 40%. So I've put together a relatively low damage kit gun to avoid killing things too easily so I can get to Mercy finish the enemy, but not too low of a damage so I cannot get that headshot kill after that. It's a tad weird balance and it can be a struggle sometimes, but it can be done. Doomfinger is neat because it forces impact status proc on every hit. So pew pew, Mercy finisher, get a headshot kill, cast, right? Well, it takes time. Some Mercy finishers can have prolonged animations, which is not even in top 10 reasons why I think Ancients are the worst enemy in Wolframe. But also, you don't see that many enemies around who have the option for a Mercy kill. This combo is indeed situational. If you spam abilities, you will get the variable ability strength with it. But for Wolframes with channel abilities, which are fire and forget type of abilities, you just activate and you keep on throughout the entire mission, this is golden. Because with channeled abilities, we all know it comes the inherent burden of maintaining energy, so you need mod slots to do so. Which brings us back to the beginning of the video, fitting all the good stuff in without leaving anything out. With this, you can ignore some ability strength mods and sacrifice your weapon slot for a buffer kit gun. I use secondary weapon as a buffer, but with Latum, Kuva Nuker, Nell Prime, Epitaph and such, it might be viable to sacrifice a primary slot for this, whatever you use, however you build your loadout. So Wolframes like Titania, Hildrin, Oberon, Ivara and such benefit hell a lot from this. Or any other frame where you put Gloom on, or Warcry. For Warcry especially, it's good to make use of this because of reduced bonuses. You really need very high ability strength to fit Valkyr's Warcry on any other Wolframe. You noticed here that on Hildrin I did not use my buffer kit gun, just Power Drain and Growing Power. That's mostly because on Hildrin I have Sevagod's Gloom and that goes so well with Nell Prime. Also a thing to note is that sometimes it will take long to trigger Pax Bolt as enemies are too strong for your build to work from the get-go. Guess that's a price you pay when you make one thing cover 2 needs. And I guess that trait makes this work better in longer missions. With random people around it can be hard to trigger all buffs together as people just Zar or Brahma everything it does, so yeah, but it can work. Still, more reliable solo. To overcomplicate things further, I've used Matter Eye on these builds because when you dash 2 or more times you get plus 40% ability strength for 20 seconds. On Oberon, I even went one step further with Molt Vigor, plus 45% ability strength on operator ability. It sounds too much, but it works when you got space to make it work. Though with so many different buffs, it's not a big deal if you miss 1 or 2, you're still gonna get a high output. This is just one of the cool ways you can expand your build over the entire loadout to make things work the way you like it. By making Doomfinger Viral Heat, you can make it a sort of a primer, as it already has radiation by default, it forces impact, so that's a bunch of different status effects for your condition overload to sing. Adding Hemorrhage bumps it even further, so it's worth exploring that build and fitting into your needs and level of enemies you intend to fight. Thank you for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.